Well, thank you very much. As one of my predecessors just said, I'm beginning to become quite impressed with myself. At my age, you've forgotten most of the things you ever did, and I'm very honored to receive this award tonight. This is a very distinguished award. I am extremely proud and have been a proud supporter of junior achievement for many, many years. I was also privileged to serve on the original committee which helped create the O.B.C. Hall of Fame some 20 years ago, so it makes this honor even more special to me personally. I concluded when I was told I had received it that you had clearly run out of possible recipients and hit the bottom of the barrel. That's all right. At the heart of junior achievement is its ability to reach thousands of young people each year, building the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. This is incredibly important work today more than ever. When I look at the many men and women who've been inducted into the Hall of Fame, many of whom I know personally and are here tonight, they're indeed role models for the next generation. Their success in many different areas of business is truly legendary. Alongside their impact in business has been, without exception, their steadfast commitment to giving back to their communities. I hope this will be what resonates the most with our young leaders and entrepreneurs, and that they build the same philosophy of giving into their own lives. I've got to take a minute, because this is such a successful audience, to talk about how much I appreciate all the colleagues, partners, and friends who've been part of my career. It wouldn't be proper not to recognize a couple of specific people that many of you would know. One, of course, is Peter Brown, who insisted that I recognize him this evening. I'm not quite sure why. He's been giving me advice since we were in high school together, and one of the reasons for my success is I have never in my life followed any of it. I would also comment that Anthony von Mandel has been mentioned a number of times this evening. I've known Anthony since university. In those days, he was not quite so successful. He used to deliver beer and wine to the Zeta Psi fraternity on Saturday afternoons, and the good news is it was cheap. The bad news is it was almost totally undrinkable, but at that age you'll drink anything, so we did. One of the things I should mention is that's very important in leadership is judgment. And von Mandel is a good example of my judgment in that I was at one time the chairman of Young Presidents Organization, and Anthony wanted to be a member, and we took him. And between Jeff Mooney, myself, and a couple of other guys, we became advisors to Anthony. And after about 2.5 years, we looked at one another, there were 5 of us, and said, we got to get rid of this guy. He takes up all of the airtime. He has more screwball ideas, none of which ever work, and he's hopeless. And so we asked Anthony if he'd mind stepping aside, and he did. Now, for those of you who don't know this, I was noticing in the paper last week, he is the 4th wealthiest person in Canada. Mooney and myself are, as usual, exercise great judgment. I'd like to thank my partners and colleagues and many friends for their friendship, support, and many laughs along the way. I'd particularly like to recognize my brother Tim for surviving some 50 years in the lumber business with me. And much as I kid him, Jeff Mooney was integral to us succeeding in baseball. When I bought the team, I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I was going to get to play third base. Mooney came out to the stadium early on and looked around and said, "Hey, Jake, get something straight. You don't own a baseball team. You've got a fast food restaurant attached to a baseball field." And so I asked him if he'd become part of it. He was not permitted to until his wife told him it was all right, and it worked out very well. Finally, I'd like to, most importantly, thank my wife Judy and our family, who've been a constant encouragement to me over the years and a mainstay of any success I've achieved and the inspiration for so much of what we do together as a family in the community. Thank you all again. It's a great honor.